Hi, this is Eric Mark with Working Peak. I'm here with Jason Hill and Scott Hill from Flying Frog Productions, looking at Blasted Waste, an Otherworld's expansion for Shadows of Brimstone.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So this is the newest Otherworld that's coming out. It's coming out at the end of this summer, and it's basically almost like two worlds in one. So the main theme of it is the Blasted Wastes, which is this alien desert landscape that's full of sulfurous acid pools and crazy, wasteland scavenger enemies. And it's basically kind of a little bit got a post-apocalyptic vibe to it. So, these scavengers are marooned on this prison world, and they basically take all the scrap from wrecked shipwrecks and form it into weapons to fight each other with. So when your cowboys show up, they're just trying to live through this harsh environment of this desert, but also being harassed by crazy aliens that are just, they want your stuff.
Okay.
Everything about the world is just deadly and does not want you to be there. So
Okay.
there's pools of acid, and even the ground is all sulfurous and dead.
Yeah, and there's big darkstone dust storms that can sweep through and mutate you. All sorts of crazy stuff. And I mentioned that you have these crashed ships. That's one of the aspects of a lot of the map tiles is they'll have the desert wastes, but with big rusted out ship hulks that you can kind of move through the doorways of and whatnot. And it is two worlds in one, because on the other side of the map tiles, instead of just having more mine map tiles, which is what most of our other worlds have had so far, it actually has a new other world as well, which is Earth-based. It's the Old West Canyons. So your heroes can actually go on adventures, winding their way through the valleys and canyons of the deserts of the Old West. And so there's a lot of kind of river-themed encounters you can run into, having cavalry, U.S. cavalry that's been ambushed or attacked. And it's even got one of the new enemy types in there is the tribal ghost warriors, which are basically possessed tribesmen who have come out to sort of ambush you in the canyons. So this set is actually a Deluxe Otherworld expansion, which means that it has a lot more cards, and it actually has more different enemy types. So you get the Wasteland Scavengers, which are those alien kind of prisoners who want your stuff. Mm-hmm. You also get leaders and heavies for the Wasteland Scavengers, so you can get some characters showing up. And you also get the Sand Crabs, which are basically these giant monsters that burrow in the sand and come out to get you, of course, like you'd have in any respectable alien world.
They're good with butter.
Yeah, right. And then last but not least, of course, you get the tribal ghost warriors to harass you, and they can actually show up either in the Blasted Wastes or in the Old West Canyons.
Some cool mechanics worth mentioning. In the Blasted Wastes, we actually have a wasteland barter town, so you can now go to town between adventures in an alien world. And so...
you can go to a gladiator arena and bet on events, or jump in the arena and start fighting yourself. You can go to an alien dock and get them to do scavenger dock and get them to make some modifications to you. You can go to a desert marketplace and work down in the mines or do all sorts of crazy alien stuff. There's also a new map for it, so the barter town changes every time you visit there.
All right.
On the other side, with the above ground Earth stuff, you're in the desert canyons, but we wanted to be able to go from the mines to the canyons and from the canyons to the mines. So
we actually have these special end caps that are basically passages out into the canyons from when you're in the mine, and also old mine entrances that you can use. So you can freely transition between the two environments because they're on Earth. And then one last kind of cool thing I'll mention with the Blasted Wastes is there's actually a sense of a day-night system for it. So when you first arrive, you roll to see what time of day it is, whether the twin suns are up burning in the sky, or whether it's nighttime when the acid pools start putting out a night mist that's corrosive. And so during the course of your adventures, this can actually go around the cycle of day and night and cause you different issues with encounters that you run into or monsters that you run into.
Okay.
So the Blasted Waste is got a lot of cool content, and it's slated to arrive end of summer.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much, Jason.
Yeah.
Scott. Blasted Waste.